Welcome to our Life Stories series. Today we are speaking with Jay. Jay is one of our peer support volunteers. So I just want to thank you, Jay, for being here today and agreeing to share your story.
Okay.
So welcome.
Okay.
So we talked a while ago about how your outlook and perspective on homelessness has changed. Can you maybe share a little bit about your journey and how your perspective changed?
I don't think it changed much, but being on the streets, it's not easy for anybody. It takes a lot of knowledge, learning. I actually give people credit and kudos for how long they've been doing it compared to me. I spoke to one couple, I've been doing it for 4 years. I don't think I'd be able to do it.
No.
Not that long.
Yeah. And how long were you homeless?
Off and on for the last year.
A year.
And I've had places to go, but I'd rather not stay.
Mm-hmm.
I chose the streets.
And so can you maybe share like how you ended up being homeless or?
I didn't really. I just chose to be.
You
homeless.
chose, yeah, because of where you were, an unsafe environment, or
Just wasn't comfortable. Didn't feel like home.
no?
So I just essentially paid to have my stuff stored.
Mm. So what did you feel were like some of the challenges you faced when you were homeless?
There's a lot. I don't know where to begin.
Mm.
The climate, the comfort, the warmth, the shelter, where to go. The tent was a lot. Trying to keep that warm. It's almost next to impossible.
Yeah.
Candles, dangerous, but candles.
So having to make choices like, that maybe are a little bit unsafe, but
Lots of them.
yeah, lots of them.
There's stories that I've heard that propane heaters they're actually more dangerous than our candles. We actually kept our candles, our tent pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Never caught on fire, no danger, knock on wood, to anybody. It's not safe, it's not fun.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of safety issues with being unhoused.
A lot.
On the street, yeah.
Getting robbed. Freezing. There's a lot of factors that you gotta play in your mind and make sure you got the friends to help you look after you, or you know how to do it.
So it must be exhausting having all these safety issues and not knowing where you're going to sleep and.
It is,
Mm-hmm.
especially when the police decide to bug you.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be here.
So did you get like moved on a lot?
A few times, yeah.
Yeah.
City of Barrie. Barrie police. Can't stay here, gotta move, city property. Then you try to find in the trees or in a bush or frown land.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't much around.
Not much. No.
No.
Yeah.
Forest. But even then, the police still come bug you there too.
Mm-hmm.
So long as you know where to go, be quiet and don't piss anybody off, should be good.
So you were talking about having friends to help you and stuff like that. One of the things that I've noticed since we've been doing the work that we've been doing is the sense of community with the unsheltered population. How they do help each other out and look out for each other.
I've always kind of said there's two different communities.
Yeah.
There's people that have homes that kind of did right, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's us that are homeless try to do right, but something always sets us back, or we just choose to be homeless. And there's other people that the people that are housed, they either frown upon us as homeless, or there's some actually out there that actually do look out for the homeless. Like there was a few times actually. Girlfriend and I were staying in one spot, and then people actually came, and people just dropped off Toonies or Tim Hortons or gift cards, food. I was actually shocked at that.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're shocked
You get
that
other
people
ones that
care.
just kind of look at you and as if you're a piece of dirt in their shoes. Something that we.
Yeah. Did those people that dropped off the Toonies and the Tim Hortons and stuff, did that help you to keep you going? Like
Oh, yeah.
from when you have those other people looking at you like you're dirt?
It's kind of think to yourself that you just got to remember that there is actually good people out there that do care
Mm-hmm.
and do try to help, and you just got to think of them more than the others.
Mm-hmm. So what was it that kept you going, like when you were maybe having those hard days?
There's been a girlfriend and family.
Yeah.
Didn't want to put that on anybody, actually. Don't get me wrong, there's days I was ready to quit. But you just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be on the side of the ground, then you gotta keep going. It's kind of easy some days, though.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stigma that you faced when you were like homeless.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Moving spots and trying to not step on any toes, I guess.
Keep low and
Yeah,
not.
keep the peace. Not cause trouble.
Mm-hmm. So as a person that uses drugs, have you faced stigma and judgment? And how do you think like that stigma and judgment affects people in seeking help or getting help?
Not too many people know that I do use. I kind of somewhat keep it hush, but to see people that do use, and then the community look at them as if, again, like they're. I wish I knew that song name. Like there's just a useless human, I guess, essentially. If it is our choice to use. Sometimes most of us actually do want to stop, but still not.
Mm-hmm.
We have to want to stop, just like anybody that wants to be helped. It's the same situation.
And there's challenges, right, to wanting to stop when you're living in survival mode.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it depends on your drug of choice, actually, of what's more harder to stop than others.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like you said, it comes back to survival mode. Like it either keeps you going, or it's gonna. Don't want to say it, but I mean, it's gonna end your life.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel like there's certain drugs that are more accepted or less stigmatized than others?
No, not really. They're all frowned upon.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. I mean, there's people out there that frown upon taking Advil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that really all that bad?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I take Advil almost every day because I have sciatic issues.
Mm-hmm.
My drug of choice kind of helps with the pain too. If they want to frown upon me, then frown upon me. It's my life. I'm sorry.
I know that you've reversed many overdoses in the community and you've faced losses of friends and that due to toxic drugs. How has that impacted affected you, of those losses?
I honestly don't. I don't want to ever see it again.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard about another friend signing for volunteer for Ryan's Oat and doing what he was doing, sign me up. I mean, we've kind of been doing it for the most part as it was, but we didn't have the help, I guess, like
The team support?
yeah. We didn't really know where to get supplies and stuff like that on our own unless we're buying for it, and we might hold on to it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just don't want to see it again. I don't want to ever see overdose again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably.
So, like losing people has had an impact on your decision to become a peer support volunteer and do what you're doing now, and the work you're doing in the community?
Girlfriend lost a family member. I've lost a family member. And I've always steered away from using. And then it just kind of happened, and now being peer support, just try to do my best to help others that don't pass.
Mm-hmm. So, as a mother that has lost a child to toxic drugs, I'm an advocate for decriminalization and safe supply. As a person that uses drugs, what do you think are some solutions to address the toxic drug crisis, either like at a political level or at a societal level?
Safe use amount, personal safe use amount?
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
They should decriminalize that. Why? Because does it really matter if it's decriminalized or not? We're still gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
We're still gonna have our personal amount on us. Why do we need to get charged? Why do we have to get sent to jail because of our drug choice and how much we have on us? Being a dealer, different story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's their choice to deal it to us, and if they got an overabundance of an amount, then there's nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
For personal amount on myself, yeah, it should be decriminalized.
Yeah.
Personally.
So,
I'm afraid. I'm afraid walking down the street with. If I'm carrying my drug choice in my pocket, I'm kind of deterred from the police because I don't want to go back to jail
Mm-hmm.
because of what I have.
Okay. And so we have some drugs that are legal, right, to carry, like cannabis is now legal, alcohol is legal.
Right.
Why do we put like restrictions and criminalize some drugs, but others are socially accepted and almost expected, right?
I can't even remember the last time I smoked a joint of weed. I got an impaired charge last year, and that was essentially the day I stopped drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb enough to get behind the wheel because I only had 2 years left and wanted more. So I took a car and put an impaired charge. I mean, if they, compared to those, I mean, I'm not suggesting get behind the wheel if you're high and whatnot, but it's gonna happen either way. Just be smart about it. Don't do it. Don't be high and drive. Don't be drunk and drive.
Do you think that there should be safe supply of like drugs, like all drugs, or only certain ones, like alcohol and cannabis?
Alcohol is what endless supply, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying endless supply, but yeah, there should be. When they legalized weed, and then all of a sudden all these shops started opening up, they decriminalized all the other drugs. Why not sell a little bit in those stores too? why not have it government assisted or whatever, like all these others, like the weed. You can buy weed offline now from the government. Why can't you buy your drug of choice from the government for a personal amount?
Yeah.
It's
Do you
fair.
think that it would save lives?
It
To
probably
have a
would.
safe supply?
It probably would.
Yeah.
So long as people know their limit or their tolerance, I guess, then yeah, it probably would save a lot more lives. Just don't be smart about it.
So Barrie is not only facing a toxic drug crisis, it's also facing a housing crisis. What have been challenges that this has created for you and your partner, and what challenges do you see in our community as a result of the lack of affordable housing?
Somebody's got to step up somewhere and put more affordable housing. I'm on ODSP and I can't even afford a one-bedroom apartment myself, let alone the next person.
So who do you think should be doing the affordable housing? You think it should be the government, the city, like the city or the
City of Barrie.
province? Yeah.
Yeah, the mayor should be doing something. In my opinion.
Mm.
I almost walked in that office one day because I'm staying at the homeless or the Salvation Army and then get kicked out of there. What am I supposed to do? I can't afford a place. So I gotta go to a place that a place where it's not healthy because of it's affordable. No, there should be a lot more affordable housing around this town. What is it?
Do you feel that a lot of people are on the streets because they can't find like safe, affordable housing?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
8 months ago when I came here, I didn't really know anybody that was really homeless until I started getting into the crowd. Started meeting people of the streets and I was like, holy crap. I think it went from low to over 400, 500. And that's just Barrie. I don't even know, well, up here, there's about, I'd say about close, maybe 100 of us, maybe a little over 100, just in downtown Barrie,
Yeah.
let alone South End.
And there's also a lot of people that are this close to being homeless, like that we serve breakfast to every morning that are housed, but they come to us because they can't afford to buy food after they've paid their rent.
Yeah.
And they're so close to becoming homeless as well, so definitely a serious issue in our community.
There's the lineup itself, even like breakfast and Salvation Army for lunch and dinner. There's a lot of people that are housed, but like you said, you just can't afford the food.
Yeah, sure.
It's either you have a roof over your head and no food, or you got food in your mouth and no roof over your head. It's too hard to be a happy medium for both. And
Not a good choice for people having to make a choice between food and shelter.
right?
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're on top of that, you're drug choice too. Like, how do you juggle all of it?
Yeah.
So most of us just choose to be homeless. And me personally, I slept in a tent with my girlfriend all winter long. All last summer, all winter. It doesn't bother me to do it again. But yeah, the city should be doing more affordable housing. So
Yeah.
like where's Grove Street, Grove and Bayfield there? Big empty parking lot, big empty space now. But I don't know what they're putting in there. 2 apartment buildings, I think.
Yeah.
Are they gonna be affordable housing?
Our definition of affordable housing needs to be fixed, I think, for sure, because what they classify affordable housing is not affordable to most people.
I heard on the radio that it was average $1,600 a month insane.
Yeah, even if you're making minimum wage, you can't afford that. So
Right.
it's
I
like,
was even
yeah.
with my job that I had. I'd still be broke by the end of the month.
Yeah.
It just. That's a whole long other topic.
Oh
I
yeah,
keep
for
going on
sure. Maybe if we can just talk about a little bit more about your work as a peer support volunteer. Can you share your experience? Maybe something you did that made you feel proud, or were you on a time where you felt like you really had an impact on someone?
That's almost every day.
Yeah.
I mean, when we go out or when I go out, and you run into somebody that needs something, I'll even just ask the random strangers, like, you good? You alright? Need anything? And just when you help them out, it just makes yourself feel better, knowing that you've helped somebody be safe, be good.
Do you find that now they welcome you, like they get excited when they see you, or
Some of them do, actually.
Yeah.
Some of them do. The one we helped out the other day, the red wagon. His reaction was priceless.
Do you want to share about that?
No, we'll keep that one.
Okay. Yeah, so have you felt like your relationship with some of the people that you've been helping has changed over the time that you've been doing this work? Or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Compared to when I first met them, it was just kind of like an acquaintance, I guess, type of deal, and now it's like more of a friendship, and scratch my back, I'll scratch your back type of deal. Now it's yeah, when you do peer support, it's actually comforting.
Yeah.
On my part.
So it helps you too?
It does,
Yeah.
actually.
Does it give you a
Knowing that
sense of purpose, or like?
To keep going, even more,
Yeah.
knowing that I've helped somebody be safe.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that. Like for Tom and I, starting Ryan's Hope. We could have been swallowed up by our grief, because we were both just, early in our grief, and just, staying in bed, and both of us like crying and not wanting to do anything, just join Ryan maybe, right? And we're like, this is not how Ryan would want us to live, and so we're like, he would want us to be doing something for the other people that are still struggling, and so that's what we decided to do. And it gives us a sense of purpose, and to be able to bring other people onto the team and have other people join us, and it's beautiful, like the community that we've formed, right?
Yeah.
And people who come to breakfast, and they're excited to be there, and they share their life stories with us, on a daily basis, and I think it's wonderful.
It is. It is wonderful that you guys started this.
Yeah.
Once I heard about it from somebody else.
Well, we're really happy to have you on our team, and we think that you've
try my best.
a great contribution to it. And I know that there's ways that you can help people that I can't, right? And there's places you can go that I can't go, and we all have our own experience and our own gifts to bring to people to help them and support them, and that's why I think it's important to have different people on the team with different lived experiences and stuff like that, because we all have something to offer, and we also learn from each other. I find that I learn so much from you and our other peer support volunteers, and what should be in our kits, right? When we go out to do street outreach, and when you were packing the locks and kits and stuff like that, right? Just certain things that from being on the street that I wouldn't think about, right? So it's great that we can learn from each other, and I think that's wonderful. Is there anything else that you want to share, or that you think is important that you think people should know.
Not really. Just want everybody to be safe. Be smart.
Carry naloxone.
Yeah,
You want everybody to carry naloxone?
Absolutely.
I definitely do.
I think I got 2 or 3 in my bag still. Every day, every bag. 2 or 3.
Yeah. It's such a simple thing that you can do, and it should be a part of every first aid kit. It should be in every single public building,
Yeah.
I think, because you can save a life.
Yep.
And it's so important.
Even just to hand one out if somebody needs one. Just
Yeah.
You can always get another one from somewhere.
And they're very easy to get. Any pharmacy you can
Yeah.
go to, or you can go to any place that does outreach in the city, like Busby or
Gilbert Center.
Gilbert Center, and you can just get naloxone kit, no questions asked.
Nope.
And the other thing is also to remember that if you are using, don't use alone.
Never use
And
alone.
if somebody is overdosing, call 911. There is the Good Samaritan Act, and you're not going to be charged, and you could save a life. And if you're afraid, then just call 911 and then leave. You don't have to stick around, but at least get that person help.
Be out of sight, but be in sight.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are afraid to call.
I do think it's because the police come for the calls, and I think that is an issue and something we do need to address too. Because I understand, because sometimes they're the closest, and sometimes time is of the essence. But it does make people afraid. But if you're afraid, you don't have to interact with them.
Nope.
You don't have to give your name.
You do not have to give
You
your name. I was
just
actually reading about that. You
Yeah.
do not have to give your name.
Yeah. So
Unless
Very
you're being
important.
detained or they're doing an investigation. I was reading about that.
yeah. So
I people shouldn't be afraid to call
yeah.
911 if somebody's overdosing.
Yeah, you could save your friend's life, and they would do the same for you. So, I don't know. Well, I don't have any more questions for you, but I just want to thank you for sharing a little bit about your experiences, and I just want to thank you for all the work you do with Ryan's Hope and in the community, supporting people that need support and just need that friendly face to, say, hi, how are you doing? Is there something I can help you with today? So that makes a huge difference, and really that's what it's about, right? Neighbors helping neighbors, and I think that's so important.
Thank you for starting the program.
Yeah.
It's something to do.
Yeah.
It's a purpose.
Yeah. Well, thank you.